Hey, Giant fans, welcome to the Giant Insider Podcast. My name is Jerry Foley. I'm the senior editor of the Giant Insider newspaper. And with me, as always, is Chris Bisignano, the beat writer for the Giant Insider, who was making his way home on the New Jersey Turnpike today in a lot of snow and a lot of traffic. And, buddy, that's dedication right there, the way you cover this team, my friend.
Thank you. 3+ hours, brutal drive home on 78. Really, at one point thinking I'm not going to make it. Tractor trailers jackknifed all over. Who drove it to a tree? What jackass is driving like it's a 70-degree day? My truck swerving all over. In the middle of it, all of a sudden, a low tire pressure came on. I thought I was getting a flat. Yeah, it didn't look good for me. I thought it was going to be all bad. But
it's only funny because you're alive, buddy. It's only funny because you're okay. That's all. So
here I am. Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, thank you, man. That's in. You do an incredible job, and based on the live tweets today in the locker room, you cover this team like no other, my friend. So on this podcast, guys, we're going to talk about the upcoming Bucks game. We're going to answer your Twitter questions, and we'll make our picks for the week. And we'll probably do the Twitter questions last, and there's a lot of them, so we're going to get through the Bucks game first. So, Chris.
Yeah,
this game, I'm ecstatic. Obviously, I told you this before. We're 2-7. I can't believe I'm saying how excited I am for a 2-7 game. But look, man, the Bucks offense is high powered, but the defense leaves a lot to be desired. So, initial thoughts, buddy, on this upcoming matchup. What do you got?
I tell you, the Bucks offense is so impressive, man. Except for when Fitzpatrick, as usual, throws the ball to the wrong jersey, or fumbles, or they get like 4 penalties in a red zone, But you look at the stats of these guys. I mean, they're averaging 452 yards a game, 361 in the air. I mean, their fourth receiver, Jerry, Adam Humphries, seriously could be like a number 2 in a lot of teams in this league, and that's their fourth.
Yeah,
they got two legit red zone tight end threats. They can't stop anybody. I mean, that's, that and turnovers and costly penalties is the reason why they're 3-6. But, man, I tell you, you look across the board at this offense, and Betcher was talking about it today. Man, there's a lot of dangerous guys. And we all know Deshaun Jackson, which I'm sure he'll do something dramatic against us like he always does. Right? I'm sure he'll go over the top at least once or he'll pick up a fumble, 180 yards, something like that, because it's Deshaun Jackson.
Yep.
But you look at, Mike Evans is one of the best in the league, and O.J. Howard's really coming into his own, and Giants can't cover tight ends. And
that's what I wanted to get to, buddy.
Yeah.
You kind of led me right into it. So one of the things, one of the comments you made on Twitter was a quote from Betcher where he likes the matchup of Landon Collins on opposing tight ends. Now, I know a coach is never going to bash his own player, but to look for that matchup, why is he saying that? Because Collins is really good in the box. And a couple guys were suggesting maybe he should be made a linebacker. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but it's not a bad suggestion. But where's that coming from where Betcher's saying he likes that matchup? Because that seems like a nightmare scenario on O.J. Howard.
Yeah. Well, it was a nightmare against George Kittle, right? The first few series.
You called it.
Yeah. And Betcher said that today. He goes, we like the Landon matchup on tight ends. And somebody was like, well, how about the quick tight end? Kittle kind of does they get one-on-ones, but we like Landon out there. Listen, Landon's game is not covering a quick tight end in space. That's just not his game. He was lined up against him a few times. And, he was beat a few times Monday night. I was kind of taken back. And I'm trying to look. I'm looking at Betcher like, is he sincere with this? And there was no reason to cover for Collins because he could have went around it another way, Right. But he didn't. He specifically said Collins. I was taken back. I was a little surprised by it because Landon's not going to cover, a guy like Kittle or a quick tight end, like an O.J. Howard, maybe even this week, is just not going to do it consistently. That's just not his game, Jerry, So
yeah, you have to wonder if there was a free safety in there who could cover, maybe he would assign him. I know free safeties tend to roam back further in the, kind of cover over the top, but you'd have to wonder if Curtis Riley was better in coverage or they would maybe play Mike Thomas and start him there rather than playing him more in the slot. You wonder if they would put someone like Mike Thomas on Howard.
Well, bet you, look, he did get some matchups. You saw Thomas on him the other night a few times. Then you saw Haley on him once. Then you saw Ogletree on him. He did mix it up. But a lot of times, especially at the beginning of the game, where it looked like that was the game plan. We discussed that, a couple of days ago. That actually looked like that was the game plan. Collins on Kittle, and he was getting, hurt by a few times early. Giants adjusted to it later on. And I think Kittle had 9 catches. I think 1 in the second half. Well, he was quiet the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, and I don't know if putting Ogletree on a tight end is
a
better scenario.
He's struggled. He struggles too. It's just listen. He also credited Kyle Shanahan for having the way he went. He spread it out and he got some of the matchups, and which happens in this league. Look, you're not going to get the matchup you want all the time, but it just seemed like. Anyway, getting back to what he was saying, yeah, it took me by surprise that I bet you actually said, yeah, we like Collins in matchups against tight ends. I was like, wow, okay.
I saw Mike Shula met with the media as well today.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Pat Sherman makes his coordinators very available. They're available to us every week.
Isn't that like a breath of fresh air compared to what Coughlin used to allow? I mean, Coughlin never allowed his coordinators to talk to anybody.
Yeah, Belichick, too. He doesn't allow anybody to talk to anybody, Parcells back in the day never let his coordinators talk to anybody. So It is a breath of fresh air. Listen, every week we talk to Shula, Betcha, the special teams coach, McGay. Even McGovern comes out, like he'll come out on the day after. So
linebacker.
Sherman's very accessible like that.
Yep. So what did Shula say anything interesting? I mean, what did he have to say today?
Just that they improved enough in the offensive line play, and they got Saquon a little more involved. You can't always have it every game, which is true. Not every game's the same. That's about it. Just that the guys are working hard, and we saw some improvement, and he hopes that it continues.
On defense, the Bucks. There's a familiar face on the defensive line. Jason Pierre-Paul's having a pretty good year, and you posed a Twitter question. I think it was yesterday. Will you cheer him? And it was just interesting that the different responses you got. Most people said, yeah, they'll cheer him until the game starts. But,
right.
He was kind of hurt, I guess, right? That he only got a text message from Mara or a phone call, whatever it was.
Well, he felt he should have got, I guess, a big a parade down Canyon's Heroes or something. Listen, Mara texted him, good luck. I guess that wasn't good enough for him. A couple other guys, I know Eli reached out to him and Landon reached out to him, and he obviously was not very happy with that. You could tell JPP was on, he was on a conference call and he wasn't happy with the send-off, I guess. I don't know exactly what he was looking for. But, whatever. To me, it sounded like he's a little bitter about the trade. Listen, JPP, I don't know what to tell you. But if you don't think John Mara for 1 second, JPP, remembered you yucking it up.
Yep.
Laughing, having a good time, while Eli's was spilling out his guts, basically. Remember that interview, Jerry?
I was just going to bring it up. He was one of the guys that was laughing.
I mean, the guy was in tears.
I believe it was him and Bobby Hart that were laughing in the background.
Yeah, what a coincidence that both launched. But, Eli was an emotional moment for an iconic Giant player in Eli Manning, and here's JPP in the back, laughing it up at everybody. It wasn't a good look. And believe me when I tell you, Jerry, that had a lasting impression on a lot of people upstairs.
Sure.
Not saying that's why he was traded, but JPP wasn't the best locker room guy.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, he also denied the Giants to go look at him when he almost blew his hand off. I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, Jesse Armstead flies down there.
Yeah.
And there's people like, no, JP, and then of course he came out, that was a miscommunication. He was out of it. He was still, please give me a break. Okay.
I mean, God
then
forbid,
after that, Jerry,
I was going to say, God forbid I'm ever in the hospital and I'm very sick, and Jesse Armstead wants to come in and see me. He's coming in with my family to see me. Go ahead.
Right. Right. If Jesse wanted to see me, it'd probably be before my wife, But it's like, I'd be like, excuse me, hon, 98 is here? No, put him in. I'll see you later, But anyway,
yeah.
And then after that whole incident, the Giants stuck by him, which if I was the owner, I might have thought of it differently, but they stuck by him. And then Jerry Reese and Mark, Smiley Ross decided to give him an extension.
Yeah.
On top of it. Yep. For a guy that was pretty decent production. They gave him a lot of money, but I guess he feels slighted, Jerry, by the Giants organization because they didn't have a walkout for him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing with JPP he always reminded me of someone who had immense talent, but got very lazy after that second year. Like he put on weight in 2012. He wasn't the same player that he was in 2011. And
No.
he was one of those draft picks that, as soon as I saw him doing the backflips, it was kind of like Eric Flowers. When I read the report on Eric Flowers, I knew the Giants were taking him because it was raw ability. We can coach him up. JPP did those 27 backflips in a row.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that, I go, that's going to be the guy that Jerry Reese falls in love with. And then Reese at his press conference goes, yeah, I believe he did backflips. I felt like saying, yeah, you believe. You watched it 7,000 times, Jerry.
Yeah.
Give me a break, sir.
Yeah, listen, JPP is a talented dude, man.
Yeah.
He's a talented dude. He had a couple really good years for us.
Yeah.
A couple of the years where he disappeared at games. And then he had like a bunch of like collected sacks where you kind of like, oh, what? He had 9 sacks? One of those type deals, We collected it in bunches, disappeared. Like he's doing now in Tampa. He's got 8 sacks, but he's been disappearing the last few games. He hasn't done anything out there. But listen, he's a talented kid. He gave us some good years. He was huge for us in 2011.
Yeah.
And Giant fans, and even me, Jerry, I don't know how you feel. I'll forever be grateful for JPP for dominating in 2011.
Yeah,
dominating.
The two guys in 2011 that I remember. I mean, really 3. It was Manning. I thought he carried the team on offense. Cruz and JPP. And JPP that year, I remember everybody saying, Giants haven't had that dominant of a player on defense since Lawrence Taylor. I mean, people have selective memory. Strahan was very good in between.
Yeah.
But JPP's year in 2011 was insane. The blocked field goal in Dallas, and
absolutely.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
No, he gave us good years. He was a solid play here. There's no question that. He's just obviously a little bitter about how it went down. But
yeah, I mean, we'll get to this game as far as making a prediction. It should be an interesting one, but any other matchups that kind of jump out at you in this one, other than the fact that let's hope that Deshaun Jackson doesn't pull our hearts out of our butts again.
Yeah, what on offense, Jerry? When Tampa has the ball,
whatever kind of jumps out at you. I mean,
yeah. Well, listen, Tampa Bay. Listen, their secondary shambles. They got one kid that's playing ball, and Justin Evans, a second-year kid,
right
at the safety. They got 1 interception all year by Justin Evans. 1. Now, they got 21 sacks in 9 games. Not that good, a little over 2. Nassib, the old Brown, is doing some things on the other edge.
Yeah.
But, Jerry, their best linebacker, Levante David, looks like he's not going to be able to play someday. He's got a knee issue. He's their best player by far, linebacker-wise. This is an example where we look at it and say, hey, the Giants should light up the board a little bit. They should really do some things. I've said that before. It didn't happen, so I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say they're going to light up the board, but they should do things offensively, Jerry. They're very, very weak. Listen, they do have a few plays. Now, McCoy's a solid defensive tackle, JPP, on the edge. But in the secondary-wise, Jerry, I mean, man, if Eli gets the time like he had Monday night where he had, time, he should do some serious damage on his Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah, I think what scares me is the passing attack of the Bucs against our secondary. And like I said, man, Jenkins is a good corner. B.W. Webb is having a decent year, and he's someone that, he's playing way better than I thought he would as far as like someone who bounced around in the league.
Yeah, no question.
Grant Haley's our third corner now, pretty much. Mike Thomas is in the slot, but it's never a lack of effort with the Giants, and it's what we've always said all year. It's just a lack of really talent, especially now in that secondary. So,
yeah, Jerry, they only have 10 sacks, and even Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick's going to do a few stupid things a game, like he always does, but he also has the ability to get you over top a lot. To hurt you over the top a lot, and that's his game. That's what they do in Tampa. That's what they do.
Yep.
They attack down the field, vertical.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting, Jerry, because if they don't get to Fitzpatrick, the Giants could be in for a long day.
All right, buddy. Let's do the picks now because we got a lot of Twitter questions that I want to try to get to because some of them are funny and creative. And I think what we'll do maybe this time is
the Tank Commander someone in.
I don't think I don't know.
If
he's Victory Marin now. He changed.
Oh, okay.
So he's in victory mode. He's no longer tanking, I guess.
Okay.
So tonight, buddy, Packers at Seahawks. Who do you like?
I'm going to go with the Packers, Jerry. I like the way they look defensively against Miami. I know it's not saying much, but Seattle, man, I tell you, they're hanging in there. Gave the Rams 2 heck of a games this year, but I'm going to go with Rodgers. I think he's going to do enough tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my heart here. I'm going to go with Seattle because I want them to win. I'm just tired of the Northeast fraud, Green Bay fans. I don't pick like an analyst. I pick like an idiot. And I will say though, Seattle hung in a lot better than I thought they would last week against the Rams. So, if they can do that against the Rams, I know it was kind of a heartbreaker for them, but I'm going to go with them tonight. 1:00 Sunday, Titans at Colts. This is a good one.
This is a real good one because the Colts have won 3-0, and remarkably enough, I mean, this is incredible to me. They haven't given up a sack in 4 straight games.
That's insane.
Yeah, because here's a team that couldn't protect Luck. I mean, actually got him hurt. They lost a season of Andrew Luck because he was getting killed back there.
What's the biggest difference on that offensive line?
Oh, well, we all know that. The Golden Doma, Quentin Nelson, man, he is playing like a Pro Bowler. They got Costanza back, a left tackle. And I tell you what, Frank Reich's doing a heck of a top job too, Jerry. But this Mike Vrabel's guys, they're really coming on, man. I'm going to go with the Titans in a close one.
Yeah, and for those of you who say you can't take a guard at 2, please never say that again. Because if Quentin Nelson was taken second by the Giants, I love Barkley. But if there was no Barkley and the Giants went Nelson, I wouldn't be too upset about it. There's a clip of him laying out a player. I forget who he hit last week, where he's screaming as he's doing it like a maniac. Everything you would want in a guard. So,
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Colts at home. Believe it or not.
Okay. That's gonna be a heck of a game. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have kind of 2 toss-ups so far. Here's one. You would have thought it was a toss-up. I don't think it's going to be. Steelers at Jags.
Well, you know what? Right, exactly. Right, you would think it would be a toss-up, but the Jaguars are going one way, the Steelers are going another.
Yep.
I think the Steelers want to get a little payback too, Jerry. I mean, they lost twice to these guys last year. I'm going to go with the Steelers. The Steelers are really playing well. The Jaguars are playing horrible. I'm going to go Pittsburgh.
Yeah, me too. I agree, and they're going to beat the the wizard of talent that he is, Tom Coughlin, in picking up flags.
By the way, Jerry,
quick,
Jerry, how's that Jaguar defense? By the way, how do you like them? Do you remember the beginning of the year before they played the Giants, and people were talking about the Jaguar defense like they were a steel curtain of 1935? And do you remember me, Jerry? Remember me and you going back and forth? Saying, can we pump the brakes with the Jaguar defense? They're not that good. Relax. Remember? How they playing now, bud? They can't even get a stop now. Please.
And I think the most annoying part of that was that they were giving Coughlin credit when this was like, first round pick after first round pick after first round pick of years of stinking before he got there.
Right. You know what's funny, Jerry? Last year they were 10-6. They win the division, right? They go to championship game, and Coughlin was unbelievable. Unbelievable! Look at Tom. This year now it's Marone. Oh, Marone's got to go. Wait a minute. What about and by the way, and now he's bringing in Omami, right? Yep. Omami's over there.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom.
Yeah, Coughlin's in a unique situation where whenever the Jaguars do well, he gets all the credit, and whenever they do poorly, he gets none of the blame.
Right. Marone stinks. Right.
Panthers at Lions.
The Lions can't stop the run, even with Snacks. They're struggling. Carolina's got 10 days off. They took a whooping last week. I'm going to go with Carolina.
Yeah, me too. That's an easy one. All right, here's the one of the games with that will determine the Giants' march back up the ranks in the NFC East. I'm calling it now. Cowboys at Falcons.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to engulf what you just said. Okay, Cowboys. A lot of people are going to jump on the Cowboy bandwagon because they beat the whatever they call them down in Philly. Sorry. Guess who's back? Deion Jones for the Falcons.
Yeah, LSU linebacker. Loved him coming out of college, man.
Yeah, the Falcons, man, I don't know if they were looking ahead last week. That loss to Cleveland, but I'm going to go with them at home with that offense this week.
I agree. And what I mean is the Falcons are going to beat the Cowboys. And all of a sudden... Here we go, baby. Here we go.
This ought to be good.
I'm telling you, these teams in the NFC East are going to come crawling back to us in the standings. So I'm staying with it. Bengals at Ravens.
Well, it looks like Robert Griffin's going to have to play this game. From what I'm reading today, Flacco's got that bad hip.
Yeah.
This makes it interesting. You know what? The Ravens are not playing well either, man. The Bengals can't stop anybody, but I'm going to go. This is probably stupid, but I'm going to go with the Bengals on the road here.
Yeah, after last week, I'm never picking them ever again until they win. So after they embarrassed me for me picking them over the Saints. I imagine we'll see some Lamar Jackson if we see RG3 in there. So
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be in the package, definitely.
yeah, I'm going
Especially when Griffin either gets hurt or throws 2 picks in the first 2 series.
I'm going to go with the Ravens at home. Texans at Redskins.
Okay, this is a game. Now, people look at the Redskins, look at unbelievable defensive effort last week, 16-3 against that Tampa offense. Not really. They gave up 500 yards.
Yeah.
Tampa shot themselves in the foot.
Yep.
The Redskins' offensive line is decimated. That Texans front 7 is pretty good, especially up front. I'm going to go with the Texans on the road.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you, man, and I'm rooting for them. So 2 games at 1 that are going to go the Giants' way.
Oh, God.
Quiet. Here's a really good one at 4:05. Raiders at Cardinals.
Cardinals. I like the Cardinals at home. The Raiders is just it's over.
If there's ever a team that's packed it in, man, and by packing it I mean just letting everyone go and just letting your team stay.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think the Cardinals will do just enough to win. Broncos at Chargers.
I like the Chargers. I like the Broncos. Case Keenum. They just don't have enough. The Chargers are playing at home. They're playing too well, too good. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Watch them. I think they're getting Bosa back. Bosa actually might play Sunday, if not the following week. So watch them now in the second half, boy.
I agree. I'm going Chargers as well. Here's one that's interesting. 4:25, and I guess your wish comes true because I have to pick somebody. Eagles at Saints.
Just 1 second, Jerry. I just got a breaking news from my cell phone. Mookie Betts won MVP. Okay. The Saints, bud. Eagles have nobody left in that secondary. Nobody. They just lost their best corner for the year.
Yeah.
They don't even know who they're going to line up against a pretty well-oiled machine in New Orleans Saints with Drew Brees. Right, Jerry?
Yeah.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, so Drew Brees at home. No humidity, no wind, 72
Excuse
degrees.
Excuse me. Where did he play last week?
Okay, I know. But I'm saying...
Because I sense you're being a wise guy now. You're coming in with that no humidity crap and all that.
What I'm saying is, as well as he played last week, this week, all the elements are in his favor, as usual.
Oh, maybe he'll put up 60 then instead of 51?
Against that defense now, man, I will be the biggest Drew Brees fan in the league this week. Right. So, what is it? Go Saints. Geaux? I don't know. Go Saints.
Brandon Marshall's going to be going to the playoffs. I don't know if it really counts, but for the first time, go ahead.
Yep. So
if he survives the last 7 games, go ahead.
The Saints will dominate, hopefully, and by 7:30 or 7 o'clock, we'll be very happy. Good one, Sunday night. Vikings at Bears.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go with the Vikings here on the road over Chicago in a close one.
I'm going Bears. Going Bears at home.
You like this Trubisky guy, huh? You like Big Mitch, huh?
I think it's
coming on, man.
The improvement from year 1 to year 2 has been fascinating.
Yeah, I think Matt Nagy's doing a heck of a job on him, boy.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you put you see all these first-year coaches with these early round pick quarterbacks. They get fired, then they bring in an offensive guru, and then they seem to take off, right? And you're going to see it this year. You might see it with the Jets next year when Todd Bowles goes and they bring in an offensive guy. You saw it with Goff. Yeah, there's a lot of examples of it, and this is one of them. I'm going with the Bears in a close one at home. And Monday night. I mean, what is that? Another Red Sox update?
Yep. Mookie Betts officially won MVP.
Oh, another one.
It was between him and about 3 other Red Sox. Go
ahead. Monday night, probably the game of the week. Definitely the game of the week. What I think will be the Super Bowl matchup: Chiefs at Rams.
Wow, Super Bowl, really? Huh? That's very possible, man. Wow. Well, the game moved to L.A., right? I'm going to go with the Rams, man. I tell you, I guess it's going to be like whoever has the ball last or whoever gets 2 stops, or a turnover is going to come to the difference. But I'm going to go with the Rams at home.
This is a tough one, man. It's a coin flip. I like the Chiefs. And the only reason I say that is the home field, that means nothing in LA because it just seems like they're only 50% there. So I'll go with the Chiefs just to be different. But in all honesty, this was a coin flip. I'm going to go with the Chiefs barely. And the most important game of the week, Buccaneers at Giants.
Okay. I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to go with the Buccaneers, Jerry. I don't know if the Giants are going to be able to stop them enough in this one. I look at the Giants secondary against these guys, and they're going to have to get like 3 turnovers, in my opinion. They got 2 last week, really helped them shorten the field. Put them over. They really to put them over the top against the 49ers. They're going to have to do the same thing. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay in this one. Well, we know what you're going with.
I'm going with the Giants. I'm going with the Giants.
All right,
I'm going with the Giants on a last-second field goal, and I think I think the defense somehow, some way is going to stop them or contain them enough to where they're in it. And Eli once again is not ready to sit down. It's not going to happen yet, Giant fans. Mm-hmm. And the Giants go to 3-7 as we watch the other teams, the NFC East, lose. The Giants all of a sudden relevant again. Sports talk radio is much more listenable. And I think Giant fans, by the end of the day on Sunday, are going to be very happy. So I'm going with an Aldrick Rosas field goal at the end. He hasn't had a game winner like that, and this will be it. So, Giant fans, you're welcome in advance because somehow they're going to pull this one out. And I called it last week. I'm calling it again this week.
So. All right, good. Sounds good. I hope you're right, bud. I hope I'm wrong for the second week in a row.
And this is one where you won't text me during because you want the Giants to win. But actually, You'll be too busy in the press box anyway. So.
No, but I still thought, if it was the Saints, I would have threw you a text anyway, but still.
All right, so let's get to the questions. Some of these are hilarious. I'm going to read all of them. Maybe we'll alternate so that way you can kind of go through them quicker so everybody gets a shot. From Patty F at Scorpio 1968. Does Boomer's giggling on the morning show commercials that run all day on the Fan aggravate you as much as it does me? Simple answer for me, yes.
Actually, Gio's shots at the Giants on purpose. That's what kind of annoys me,
Yep.
So that's Boomer. Nah, it doesn't really. That giggle doesn't annoy me that much. The other guy kind of annoys me more with his, with his nonsense.
Yeah, everything they do on that morning show annoys me. This is a good one because it references that these people are listening to the show. Sean Allen at Spa 32 Blue. Call me a buffoon, but after that win, I'm with OBJ. Let's make a run. And if the Giants peel off some more wins, what does that do for the quarterback situation next year? Keep Eli, try and draft a guy or a bridge QB. I'm in on the run. I think if the Giants somehow keep winning, I think miraculously it is on the table next year that Eli comes back. I don't think I think it's less likely because I don't think the Giants will win 8 straight. But if the Giants don't like a quarterback where they're picking very early, I don't think they're going to pick one. I think they're going to take best player available. So,
yeah, I agree with you there. I still think they're going to go quarterback. Now, obviously, if Eli rips off 8 straight, that could be he could be coming back and still draft a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Just quickly today, Odell was asked about that, 8 straight comment, and he was like, "What?" Odell was like, "What?" Everybody chuckled when I said that last week. Like you could, what's funny, Jerry? Like sometimes athletes say things, they don't mean it. Oh yeah, we could win 9 in a row. We could do this. Odell honestly believes that he could. You got to see his face when he was asked that today. Like he was like, "What? What's so funny?" Good
for him.
He feels, and good for him, Jerry.
Right.
Good for him.
This is the part that you like about him, and this is if you're a Giants fan, this is what you want to hear from him.
Right. And then somebody asked Shermer about it later on. Was like, "Oh, well, are you happy?" He would make a comment like that. And Shermer was like, "Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, of course. I'm happy that my players think they could do this. So, getting back to the question, I think the Giants will draft the quarterback. Unless they obviously don't like anybody coming out. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Gettleman went down, saw Herbert already. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if Eli rips off and looks really good, then yeah, you could see him coming back and still draft the quarterback. Or like you said, Jerry, going with the best player available.
All right. Here we go. He did ask a question. Victory Mara. He did. Do you think it's a good one? I'll leave it. I'll let you answer it.
Yeah.
Do you think R.J. McIntosh finally makes his rookie debut
this week?
No,
I don't think he will.
This week, yeah.
I guess he's asking for the Tampa game. No, I don't believe he will this week. I think he's a few weeks away from being activated.
Yep. All right. Blessed at Blessed090047554. Do you think they should convert Collins to a linebacker because his coverage skills are not good at all? He was getting in up by Kittle all game. Do I think he should? I think they should consider it. It's something they'll never do. So.
Yeah. No, he does line up. In a linebacker's position at times, Matter of fact, he was even doing that in practice today. I was actually watching that a little bit. But no, I don't think he'll be a Deion Buchanan full-time or Mark Barron from a safety to a full-time linebacker. No, I don't believe they will do that.
Here's one. It's a little opening up question, and I'll do it. I don't care. Agent X at Agent X 6021. I'm tired of the same questions. You're fast becoming my favorite podcast. Thank you. And by the way, thanks to everybody because the downloads are increasing every time, and the feedback has been tremendous. So again, thanks to everybody, and thanks for the ratings. This is a blast. So would like to get to know Chris and Jerry better. So here's a couple questions. What got you into this industry? Who were your inspirations? Mentor, proudest accomplishment, biggest struggle. I'll go through them real quick. What got you into this industry? I'm an idiot Giants fan, and I can't help myself. I used to write letters into the Giant Insider when Ken Palmer ran it, and he would ask me, can you write a column weekly? I started to. Then he said, can you write more? I did. He said, can you write half the paper? I started to, and this is where we are now. He stepped aside, and I kind of took over the Giant Insider. So if you want something bad enough, guys, go for it.
And doing a hell of a job at it, bud.
Thanks, buddy. And so, mentor, yeah, Ken Palmer, same answer. Who was who would be your inspiration from a writing standpoint? It's easy. Jerry Eisenberg from the Star Ledger years ago. I didn't think anybody wrote better than him. I could only dream of writing sentences as well as he did. But as far as like writing, knowing about the history of the Giants, I didn't think anybody was better than Eisenberg. Proudest accomplishment / biggest struggle. Proudest accomplishment's easy. Everybody says they're kids, so that's too easy of an answer. But I would say the fact that I stalked my my now wife for a year and a half in high school before she gave in to my several advances. So nowadays, I don't know if this would be legal, but I stalked her for like a year and a half. She gave up. Had 3 kids with me, married me first, had 3 kids, and here we are today. So biggest struggle, that's easy. Being professional on Twitter, and Chris will admit this. He like yells at me because he's like, Jared, I got to work with these people. Please stop sending this out. When I said the other night, I hate Booger McFarland, Chris sent me a text, hey, Jared, can you not use the word hate? I'd appreciate that. And he's right. That's my biggest struggle because I'm a huge fan. I'm ridiculously passionate about the Giants and everybody who hates the Giants. I block and I mute, and I'm a 5-year-old, so my biggest struggle is remaining professional. So there you go, Agent X. I opened up for you. Here's one from Richard Carroll at R.E. Carroll. Where's Gallman been? I don't know, man. We have Saquon Barkley. Yeah, it's tough to get Gallman in the game because you have such a dynamic running back in Barkley.
Yeah. At the beginning of the year, he didn't want to give Barkley. He didn't want to wear him down, right? He was going to kind of rotate Gallman in a little bit, give Barkley. That kind of went out the window now. Barkley's in every series. I think Gallman was in that 2 series last game,
right?
And a few times he's had touches. He had one big drop. I remember early in the year. I don't remember the game. And he hasn't really looked, the few touches he's had, he hasn't really looked, that good. And Saquon's just a beast, right, Jerry? He's just a beast.
And I like Wayne Gallman. I think he could be a productive back, but it's tough, man. It's like asking for Andy Hedden when Lawrence Taylor's on the field. That's, you need Andy Hedden to get more playing time. It's like, well, who are you going to play? Who are you going to sub in and out, Banks or Taylor? So
and I think, Coach Sherman's looking for some signs of, let's see if this kid wears down a little bit because he's just a kid, he's just a rookie. But he's not showing any signs of wearing down, right. which I believe Sherman's giving him even more of a workload now. He got 20 rushes last game and plus the receptions. You know what, Jerry? You stand next to this kid, Barkley. He is an absolute beast.
He is.
He's a rock, Jerry. He's built like a fire hydrant. His legs are forget about it.
Yeah.
I ask him all the time, I'm looking for a couple times I'll be like, hey, Saquon, I like to do it with the rookies, like him, Hill, because they start hitting the wall sometimes, these kids,
Yeah.
And I ask Barkley sometimes, I was talking to him today, and I asked, how's the body? I feel like he goes, I feel like I'm in training camp. I look at him like, oh my God, you just got to marvel at the kid. He's just a physical specimen. He's just incredible. So,
yep.
Unfortunately for Gallman, right now he's behind, an electrifying back who's built like a mule, so.
Yep. Max Valverde at Max Valverde. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Do you think we have to be mathematically eliminated from playoff contention before we see Lauletta? Yes. Very simple answer. Absolutely.
Um, Actually, Jerry, I'm going to differ on that a little bit. I thought if Eli looked horrible last week, or even like if he was horrible, and he carried over to the Tampa game, and he came out early in the Tampa game and threw a pick, then I think Sherman might have made a move. I don't quite know if Sherman was ready to be mathematically eliminated. So I'm going to say no on that. I don't know about mathematics. I think it all depends on Eli's play, and obviously after last week, that's not even a question now as far as benching Eli.
Yeah, I think now it is, though. I think now we're at the point where they got to be mathematically eliminated, but we'll see. John Quigley at Robin Millett, too. When is Manning's contract up? Next year.
Next year.
Base salary is $11.5, and I'm looking at this. I didn't memorize it. Signing bonus $6, roster bonus $5, workout $500,000, cap hit $23 million, dead cap $6.2. So he's an unrestricted free agent afterwards, which is why he was never going anywhere this year, which is why I laughed at anybody who said the Giants are taking a quarterback in the draft, because the cap hit would have been, $28 million this year instead of next year where it's $6. So that's that. Matthew Blackberry, he asked 2 questions, but you only get one, bud. Here's one. What kind of contract Landon Collins? What kind of contract does Landon Collins deserve to have? He's not making any plays. Can't keep up with the scat backs or tight ends. Is he worth the franchise tag? I don't want to. You never want to take money out of a guy's pocket, so it's a tough question to answer. I think the Giants intend to sign him long term because they didn't trade him. I think letting him walk away now would be stupid if you didn't get a second. If they were offered a second, didn't take it, and then let him walk. They're morons. So I think they'll at least franchise the guy, and then they'll make him one of the highest paid safeties in the league next year.
Yeah, you got to remember something too. Jerry, he's a strong safety, not a free safety. I know a lot of people they think of safeties and right away what comes to their mind: interceptions, right? Interceptions. Listen, Betcha loves Landon, man. Sherman loves Landon. They love his professionalism. They love his passion. And he's having a good year. Now, when he's caught, when he's lined up in space, when he's boxed up in space against somebody, that could be exposed. I understand that. He could be exposed there. But Landon, like you said, Landon's going to be at least franchised next year. And I believe they will work out a deal after the franchise tag. So listen, Landon's a top 5 to 7 safety in this league. You can't. I understand he gets beat sometimes and all that, but he does so many other things, Jerry. So many other things. And I don't know about you, Bud, but I hope he goes nowhere. I want him to stay. I love the guy, man. He loves the game of football, loves being a Giant, and he's productive enough to be here another 3-4 years.
His second question actually was we addressed it already. So I'm not going to read it, but we kind of addressed it with falling out of if you fell out of the top 10, do you stay put and take, I'm going to say I'm reading it, you take Daniel Jones or the best available? I think they would take best available. Anyway.
If you fall out of the top 10 pick?
Yeah. Well, because, listen, I'm on board
with it. If they go on a run or something. Okay. Yep. If they go on a run. Okay.
Here's one. Chuck Yeager at Hokie Eggs. So I guess he breaks the sound barrier, and he's also asking us questions, which is pretty cool.
Right. Pretty good.
Why can't we ever cover a tight end? We talked about it. We just don't have the talent on defense. What percentage of carries do you think Saquon gets hit in the backfield before he can get going? Good question.
He's number 1 in the league. Number 1 in the league.
Yeah, it's not even close. I mean, my God, the kid's getting buried. What percentage? 99. I don't know. So some repetitive.
No, yeah, I don't know what the exact percentage, but he was number 1 as a couple weeks ago for being hit in the backfield.
Here's a good one. Chris Yantha at Chris Yantha. Did the O-line improve dramatically in pass protection, or was the field a bit slow in Santa Clara, not letting the pass rushers get off? That's a good question, I think.
You know what? That's a fair enough question. I like that.
Because the 49er defensive line is pretty good. I would say that the Jamon Brown coming over was a huge uplift for this line. I thought that was the best they looked all year. I think it was more the fact that the line played better than the fact that the field was sloppy.
Yeah, because DeForest Buckner and Armstead, they had the right cleats on before the game.
Right.
The Giants, it's always the road team that has to adjust. Trust me, the 49ers had the right cleats on. They knew what the turf was like. You look at the film, it was Nate Solder Chad Wheeler, Jamon, and Big Will, and of course Pulley. That was the reason, folks, why they only had the one sack. It had nothing to do with the field.
So Sleepy Manny asked a similar question, so we kind of answered that. Ryan Williams asking a similar question. If Eli plays better and gets the team to 7-9, is that enough for him to come back? We kind of answered that.
Was that you, Jerry? Did you really put that question in?
Yeah, it's my burner account.
I have another question for you, Jerry.
Yeah.
I love when you go over these guys' contracts, I love the $500,000 workout clause.
I know. Isn't that nice?
Like if I go up to Gettleman, like I see Gettleman all the time. Like if I go up to, hey, Dave, if I throw a few barbells around, could I get $500,000 just to work out? I mean, that is unbelievable, right? Just to work out. That is great, man. Wow.
Yeah, just to
and
work
JPP's crying about phone calls. Okay.
That's awesome. Anthony Pizzarello, who's a subscriber to the Insider, Anthony Pizzarello. Can someone tell Boomer that the Giants are not going to trade OBJ to Cleveland? Yeah, that came up again today on the radio. That Cleveland was driving hard to the hoop, and now it's can they still do it? The trading deadline's over, and if Cleveland wanted OBJ, they'd have to give up 2 first-rounders, and he said that they were driving hard to get him, and I don't know, man. I guess it's a slow week on WFAN. The Giants
never heard that.
The Giants won, and they don't know what to talk about because the Giants won and the Jets lost, and they're miserable in the morning because everyone's calling in about Eli Manning. And it is what it is on that show.
We got to stop with the Odell stuff.
Yeah.
Got to stop. These people are fascinated with Odell. Fascinated with him, right, Jerry? That's all they do is talk about him. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Browns were going hard for Odell. The Browns were not going hard. They inquired about him. That's all. They got a little feel from Gettleman. All right. It wasn't like Gettleman put it out there. Well, make me an offer. He's gone. All right, please. All right. They inquired about Landon Collins, too. People inquired about him, too, Jerry. They inquired about Jackrabbit. All right. I mean, enough with the Odell stuff. All right. You see how great he is, bud?
Yeah.
All right. The kid is great. Okay. Enough. The kid is not going anywhere. The kid is great. He's trying his best. He has to mature a little bit more. He's not going anywhere. He's loved in the locker room, and Shermer likes him a lot, Jerry. Trust me on this. Likes him a lot.
Yeah, I'm in.
Enough.
I'm in.
Boomer, I know Boomer and the other guy, Sleepo, Beepo, whatever his name is, that sits next to him. Because their ratings, on that, they want to. Oh, I like Boomer, like he has sources. Oh, the Browns are going in hard on him. They what, Boomer? Okay, I guess you're in Quest Center with me too. Every day. I guess I don't see your big head then.
And it's not a question. It's a comment. That I have to read because, again, it references that people are listening. Brodell Beckham Jr. at Shampoo Poppy. We've read. These guys just changed their names, but they have the same @ which is hilarious. So when Sean Allen said, call me a buffoon, but after that one win, we're going to make a run. Brodell Beckham at Shampoo Poppy just sent back buffoon. So we will leave it at that. Buddy, awesome job. This is a lot of fun. And again, everyone who's listening, thanks for listening, and the ratings and the feedback have been tremendous. And we just did a 45-minute one, and it absolutely flew by. So,
just a few things, bud.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just keep an eye on this Corey Coleman kid down the road here.
Yeah, you like him
as we move on.
You like him.
Keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Yep. Smart move by the Giants having him return kickoffs. He was dynamic at it in college. We talked about it a couple of days ago. Hugh Jackson, I guess, didn't realize that he played in college. It never even gave him a shot to return kickoffs. Giants did. He was the best one. But keep an eye on him. He's getting involved more and more in the offense. In practice-wise, he's catching up to what him and Eli, need to do on the field. And
you know what?
Watch for him down the road.
Bad job by me because Dennis Cochise, I don't know how to pronounce it, at DenK40, actually asked that question. I should have read that one. I skipped over it by mistake. Do you think Corey Coleman will get more reps at wide receiver? He's explosive and another dangerous weapon. So I guess you're saying yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, not a ton this week, but as the game, when they go down to the Flukedelphia week after that, and as the games move along, look for this kid to be more and more involved. They're pretty high on him, Jerry. I can tell you that. They're pretty high on him. He came over.
Forgot that game is coming up. I got to up my blood pressure medication. I forgot that.
Yeah. The fluke, as I like to call my, like I like to refer to my Eagle fans over here in Jersey, Flukedelphia.
Oh, God.
Yeah. By the way, just I know we got to go, but Peterson stinks. He's the worst coach in the league.
I know. That's what everyone's saying. And I find myself, and a good friend of mine, Matt Buccaneers, does the same thing. When WFAN just stops talking about the Giants, which they start to do at 6:01 every day, he goes over to WIP Philly because he figures, well, at least I can listen to Eagle fans rant and rave about how bad their team is.
So. Oh man, they are ranting and raving too, bud. Hysterical. And just one last thing, Jerry, before we go, I just want to congratulate. I know this is going to be a little rough on you too because you're having a rough time of it in your sports world. But Marty Brodeur, congratulations, Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean they should have.
Go ahead. What are you going to say now? Go ahead, go.
That's fine. They should have been, in the same ceremony, they should have inducted Scott Stevens, Ken Danica, and Scott Niedermeyer, because if Henrik Lundqvist had defensemen like that in front of him, it wouldn't even be close.
You can't just let me just say it without you making a comment, Mr. Sensitive.
No. It's like those who think Emmitt Smith is the best running back of all time.
No way. Nope. Sorry.
It's the same comparison. I mean, Brodeur.
And OJ was better than him. So I hate to say it because OJ might have did some bad things.
Yeah.
But OJ was better than Emmitt Smith. Trust me in this one. OJ was phenomenal. But and I'm not saying that because he's a Cowboy. I'm just saying it because it's true. Emmitt was not the best running back of all time.
And that's why I'm comparing him to Brodeur. So anyway.
What?
I'm just saying with the defenseman that Brodeur had in front of him, if he had 14 shots at him, that was like a busy night for him. So.
Oh my God! All right, are we going now? Is that a wrap?
Lundqvist is under siege.
I know. Life. Poor Henry. I know. Yeah.
All right, guys. Be sure to order your copy of the Giant Insider newspaper. Go to www.giantinsider.com or visit magster.com for a digital subscription. That's magzter.com. Yearly subscriptions are $39.95 for paper copies, and the digital version is only $17 for a yearly subscription. 14 issues as we're bi-weekly during the season and monthly in the off-season. Our next podcast will be 8 p.m. Monday, November 19th, where we recap the Buccaneer, the win against the Buccaneers.
Buccaneer win, right.
And, so maybe, I don't know, depending on how the game goes, maybe we'll do more Twitter questions. I love that part of this thing. So thanks for listening, everyone, to the Giant Insider Podcast. I'm Jerry Foley. He's Chris Bizignano. And remember, Sundays are Giant days. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.